Hi guys, welcome to the unboxing and quick review of the BC Kids camera. It has a blue box, but actually it's at the moment only available in pink. It says it's for boys and girls, so I guess it's more for girls at the moment. It says 3 to 10 years. It's only $32 and includes already the SD card, which fits for about 13,000 pictures and a lot of video, and I think it could be a really nice gift for Christmas for small children if it really works. So let's check on that. So you can see actually it's available in pink and blue, but I think on Amazon at the moment it's just available on pink. So definitely more for girls at the moment. So let's check on that. It's a pretty cheap thing, actually. I mean, cheap regarding the price. Let's see how the quality is. I mean, I'm not expecting crazy things. It is 1080p of course, with picture. Yeah, it's limited. For videos it can be really nice. So this is how it looks. Definitely can be a really nice gift with this strap to secure it. We have this charging cable. That's micro USB charging cable. We also have the USB stick. Yeah, that's an adapter for the micro SD card or SD card, whatever it is. Here we have the camera. It's pretty small. I mean small. I would say it's about the right size for small children. Not too big, not too small. Here is how it looks. Also comes with a protection on the back. What's that? Yeah, I'll have to figure out what that is. So it looks like the glue comes already off. It's some kind of protection, probably because of this screen. Yeah, the screen itself is probably really thin, so they added this protection here, which is a nice idea, but it definitely should stick on that. I mean, you can press it back and yeah, looks like it's holding up, but it was not so nicely done. I mean, you can see, yeah, you have seen the glue. I mean, you can always put it back, but yeah, it should stick from the beginning. That's a little bit disappointing, but apart from that, looking good at the moment. It's about what I was expecting. I don't know if we can take this out, so yeah, I'll check a little bit with that, and I will charge it and insert the micro SD card. Yeah, look at this thing. Isn't that a nice thing? It's the most beautiful micro SD card I've ever seen. And 32 gigabytes, that's quite a lot. I mean, you can already pay a lot of money for something like that, and you get everything with the adapter. And yeah, as long as we keep as this protection keeps sticking, I'm not worried about that. So yeah, I'll charge it and test it and let you know. So of course I'll do what I always do, and that means I'm going to show you the instructions really quickly so you get the opportunity to read everything clearly. Probably that's not everything on Amazon, and you probably won't find everything online. Usually these cheap manufacturers, they don't have even a website, or it's hard to find it. Here's already everything, the full instructions, because the back side is everything only Chinese, so you can see it's pretty simple. And I've already been trying a little bit around, not the full thing, but it definitely looks pretty easy. So actually at the moment I'm pretty excited about that, but let's see then in detail. Of course I will show you the footage and everything. You can see you can hook this strap up so you can secure it really nicely. The good thing is it's secured in this like case, some kind of case, and the case makes sure it's protected a little bit regarding charging and micro SD card slot, but you can easily take it out if you need to do something with the micro SD card or charge, so you can easily hold it like this. First, of course, we have to insert the micro SD card. Without the SD card, absolutely nothing will work. So let's do that now. Okay, I have already done it for the first time. To show you that, I'll make it one more time. The pins have to go to the back towards the screen. So you can use your fingernails or like a coin or something like that. And if you want to release it, give it just another push like normal. It's pretty easy and it's not elevated or something. It's absolutely flat, which is nice. But of course it can't be closed. The only thing to protect is this semi case or whatsoever. Let's put it back and pretend we're using it like a child. So to turn it on is pretty easy. Here we have to long press here, and you can see already the screen. The screen is easy to read. It's very bright. I have no doubt that we can also read it nicely or see it nicely outside. So there's no touch screen, but you have these buttons here where you can move around easily up and down and left and right. So here's the camera and everything we want to confirm. We have to confirm here, and this is the back button. It's not described, but I found out this is actually like the back button. This is to confirm, and this is always back. So we can select the camera, and we can already, I'll put something here so you can see that. And yeah, there is also like a little bit what you see. I mean, it's better than what you see. Of course, it's always difficult to record a screen with a camera. It's not perfect. The colors are good. It is not perfect. There are some lines going down. I think you can see that also in the camera. Some lines which are going down like small waves. Of course, it's not the most expensive chip, not the most expensive screen, but you can really nicely see it. Like here, there's absolutely no problem with that. And I think there's no focusing, no nothing. There's just you can select the screen size in the settings. I will show you that later on, that you can select that. You can see how many pictures there are left. And you can see there's the picture mode, and we have the storage card inside. Date and time will be printed on the picture, and here we have the battery, so actually everything. And there's even a camera to the back. I didn't know. I have no clue where it is. Probably it's here. I mean, that's not a viewfinder. It looks like a viewfinder, but it's not a viewfinder. It's really interesting. You can switch the camera here to the back, and as you can see, that's me here with the tripod. That's pretty interesting here. So I'll switch to the camera in the front, which is here. So you can see no viewfinder, but that's actually a selfie camera here. That's pretty cool. So I'll take a picture. So you can see it takes a little bit of time, but I have set it on the highest mode, 20 megapixel, which is probably too much, I would say. I mean, with this sensor and lens, it probably doesn't make any sense to use 20 megapixels. So I'm going to use something in between now. So you can see how this works. We go back to the settings. Here we have the settings. Yeah, sorry, I clicked on the wrong button. So you can choose the size. I'll go down a little bit. I mean, doesn't make sense. Maybe I'll use 5 megapixels. Everything else doesn't make any sense. So you can see we have a lot of things like a timer, resolution for the video, VGA 720p or 1080p, timestamp we can select if we want to have it on the picture, language format, the SD card format, and then the date time, which we can set here, and total system reset. We can also use this. There's a hole here which we can use for total system reset is if something goes wrong. So let's go back and do another picture. As you can see now, it's showing 5 megapixel here, and we have 23,000 pictures left, so we can make pictures so till they are grown up, so you don't have to worry to buy additional storage cards or something like that. It will last forever. So that's the camera. Let's go back to the video mode. So 1080p. I think it should be with the microphone, so we can hear the sound. It's not stabilized, so that's easy to see when we move the thing around. Absolutely no stabilization, and I haven't found any stabilization in the settings, which is, yeah, it is as it is. I mean, you cannot expect everything for $32. Would have been nice to have some kind of electronic image stabilization, but the picture at the moment looks not too bad. I'm pointing a little bit to the side here. Maybe we get a better focus, but still we can nicely focus even close. I mean, focus is no focus. I think it's a fixed focus, so we stop recording that. And let's go back to show what we else have. We can go to the play. Let's play this here. Yeah, it's not very loud. Maybe we can increase the volume. Doesn't look like we can increase that here. Can we go back and forth? I think there's not much we can do. We can just go back then to the menu or go to other footage. That works definitely good. Yeah, we have already seen the settings, and here we have games. Yeah, we have even some games. We can confirm that, and we have Snake, we have Tetris, we have Pushbox. Yeah, basically three games. Do they work? I mean, here we have the Tetris. Let's start and see if we can do something with that. Now let's switch. Yeah, okay. I'm not the best Tetris gamer, definitely, in this world. But looks like it's definitely, yeah, I'll miss that button here. Okay, but apart from that, I mean, we can only turn it in one direction as it looks like, but it's pretty cool for kids to have this, so you don't have to give them your cell phone all the time. So let's go back. Nice thing here. What do we have here? I think that's a firmware upgrade. At least it shows you the current firmware, and that's about it. And now I'm going to make a few pictures, and I'm going to show you that in a better resolution so you can see them better than on the screen here. By the way, before we leave this thing here, I wanted to show you that, I mean, the outside semi-case, that's soft plastic. It is a really nice protection. As you can hear here, there's no hard sound. When we take it out of the semi-case here, that's rather hard case. So you can hear that, so it's not so good protected anymore, but I mean, it's really super lightweight. I mean, I don't expect to fully break if we drop that. It's so lightweight, and yeah, the plastic looks like really stable. The only thing was with the screen, but if it really falls out, the screen protection, then you can add a few drops of instant glue, and thing is done again for a couple of years, I guess. So we have even screensaver, which saves some battery, really nice. So yeah, let's do the pictures and let's look at them. So till now everything has been really positive. I'm really positively surprised about everything. I mean, how much stuff you get for 32, or yeah, I mean, they are always between, let's say, 30 or $40. How much you get in this price range with everything. I mean, the packaging, the camera with the case and the strap and the storage card and even the cable, and yeah, everything works right out of the box, no problem. I didn't have any errors or whatsoever. Yeah, and the menus are really easy to handle. I mean, the menus are really made for children, I have to admit. Usually it's really difficult with cheap Chinese manufacturers. Sometimes they create user interfaces which are really super difficult, and with this one, I mean, this is really something which you could give to, I think, small children to learn a little bit how about to interact with electronics, and it even contains some games. So yeah, it's a really positive surprise till now. But now let's go to the ugly part of this review. First thing, we have this micro SD card. I've put this in the adapter stick, and I'm testing it now with the hardware tester to find out if we really got 32 gigabytes of storage. I mean, the worst thing would be if you give it to children and they make videos and pictures, and at the end you will find out that storage was not 32 gigabyte but only maybe 1 gigabyte, and it was overriding. That happens a lot with such cheap micro SD cards. They say, yeah, they have 32 gigabytes, 64 gigabytes, whatsoever, and at the end it turns out the storage is much smaller and it's just overriding old footage. That would be horrible and the worst and a total disaster and absolute deal breaker, of course, for this thing. So, but I'm still testing it. As you can see, it takes quite some time, and I will definitely let you know either at the end of the video, or I will put it down in the description or into the feedback area, so we'll know. So you will know at the end if the micro SD card really works or not. Yeah, two more things before I'm going to show you the pictures. Here we have the USB reader with the micro USB slot in the back. I've been trying to transmit the picture with this one. It worked really well, but I did have to plug it directly into my computer. When I plugged it into a USB hub, it didn't work, so I highly recommend to use it directly in your computer. And same thing with the camera itself. So it's definitely possible to connect the camera with the PC with the micro USB cable here, but you have to plug the other end of the cable directly into your computer and not using a hub. Otherwise it could be that you can't read your photos. So at least in my case it was like this, that the PC didn't recognize the camera. So here I have my final results from the micro SD card, and the test was finished without errors. And here you have the writing and reading speed, and I mean, that definitely means that we get a full 32 gigabytes micro SD card which is working reliable, and at least that's definitely a positive thing. But even apart from that, I have really bad news for you. And the bad news is really the footage. So let's start with a few pictures here. I hope they will open more or less nicely. I will adjust the size. No, I think it's about, yeah, a little bit. Let's make this a little bit bigger. So as you can see, yeah, even on the right side, you can see the resolution. So here I had a 20 megapixel picture. So they really made out of this thing a 20 megapixel image. I mean, at the end, it's maybe 720 or something like that. It's absolutely nonsense to store the things in 20 megapixel size. I mean, of course, they will be compressed down. The effective size is only 629 kilobytes, so you don't have to fear that it will fill up your computer, but still, it's absolutely no sense to interpolate this to 20 megapixel when you have results like this. You cannot even read a text or something like that. The only sharp thing is the date and time, which is only thing. Apart from that, it's totally blurred, washed out whatsoever. So really close to a complete disaster. I mean, we have nice colors, but that's about it. There's nothing to read here. I think there is something written, but you cannot read that. Let's go quickly through the images. Still 20 megapixel here. Yeah, it looks like they have made everything in 20 megapixel. Even when I went down to 5 megapixel, that's a surprise. So maybe it didn't store that, I have no clue. So here we have one image which is actually, yeah, that's almost the best what you can get, but you still see when you get a little bit, go a little bit closer. I mean, it's totally artifacts, blurred whatsoever. Yeah, I mean, at least this you can read. Here I've taken this 90 degrees. It's hard to read. That's probably the best image here which I have made overall. That's a candle. Even hard to read these big letters. Yeah, I mean, yeah, is it really useful? I mean, these pictures can be really disappointing. The focus seems to be pretty close. Everything far away here is even worse. I mean, I have to admit, here inside there was absolutely no light. It was overcast. There was definitely not much light inside, but still, yeah, I mean, the pictures, this is outside, but even outside with enough light, it's even there really hard to find anything in focus. You can see all these artifacts. I mean, yeah, that's really a bummer. I've been trying with the rabbit. I mean, you can see it's a rabbit, definitely. But here the black, you can see there's just one black bubble here. I mean, no hair visible, nothing. It's just black. Yeah, here a little bit of the fur, but it's really hard. I mean, yeah, it is disappointing. I mean, if you give it to a 3 years old, okay, yeah, maybe most of the pictures they will just watch probably on the camera, but you still want to have them some memories later on, and when they watch at them, yeah, it could be pretty disappointing. Here I've made some selfies. Yeah, here's the first selfie. That's some kind of turtle. And the balloon, I mean, this image of the balloon has been made with the selfie. Yeah, the camera which is actually in the viewfinder just reverted. So you can see it's not much of a difference, about same bad quality or even worse than the camera in the front. So yeah, pretty disappointing, all the images, and they are all on 20 megapixel, but it's a disaster. Yeah, at least close to a disaster. I was really excited when I saw the first images on the camera screen, but here, yeah, not really much positive to see. I mean, it was not really bright, not even outside, but still. Now let's try with the videos. So here you can even hear the sound, or at least I hope you can hear the sound. I stopped this for a moment. Yeah, I've just set up the system new and I'm not sure if you can really hear the sound, but the sound is horrible. You can barely hear the voices and there's some really disturbing sound, like background sound. Even if it was not here in the room, it must come from the camera. It's similar to what some kind of security cameras have, these really strange sound like waves. Yeah, when a boat rides fast on top of waves or something like that, it's really annoying. I'm playing it again. Maybe you can hear. So here we are. I think it should be with the microphone, so you can hear the sound. It's not stabilized, so that's easy to see. When you move your thing around, absolutely no stabilization, and I haven't found any stabilization in the. Yeah, hope you have been able to hear that, or at least you have been able to watch the video. Here, same thing, exactly same bad background noise and everything totally blurred, washed out. That's supposed to be 1080p. I'm not checking that. I guess it's 1080p, but yeah, it doesn't help. I mean, the quality is absolutely a disaster. Yeah, what we can see, you can see that if we go to the details, it's showing 1080p, but I mean, it doesn't make any sense. That was outside walking and having the camera in front of me. Absolute disaster. Here another thing, I was just standing still, just pointing at the tree in the wind, so it's barely visible that it's a tree. The end of the thing produced a clicking noise. Here a little bit moving around with the camera, so it is definitely a disaster. If you have perfect bright weather and you keep your camera focus, I mean, yeah, pointed at one location, yeah, you can see some things, but yeah, it's horrible. I mean, and there's something else with the pictures, something which you probably can't see on these images. It is the field of view. I've been testing the field of view, and I would guess that it has about a 40-degree viewing angle. So I mean, the GoPro, we know they have about 100, and I can't remember exactly, 120, 130 degrees. Definitely not 160, 70 or something like that, which a lot of cheap Chinese action camera manufacturers claim. No one of these have 160 or 170 degrees. Most of them are around 80, 90 degrees. The GoPro has around 120 degrees. Good cell phones, yeah, about maybe 80, 90. The widest angle has the G5 with 120 degrees. This one here has about 40 degrees viewing angle. A 40 degrees viewing angle. Yeah, that's about it. It is as it is. You have to know that. Don't even know, can't even remember what they write in the listing, if they have a wide viewing angle or whatsoever. It's only 40 degrees. I mean, you can work with a 40-degree viewing angle, yeah, of course, but there's quite some limitation, and a wider field of view would have been nice, but yeah, even with this quality probably wouldn't have helped much. So that's my final resume of this whole thing. I mean, you get a lot for the $35, but please don't get deceived about these review 93% 5-star reviews, and just yeah, very few 4-star reviews and nothing below that. And yeah, this is completely dishonest. I mean, this camera is, I mean, I'm not saying it's junk. I mean, $32, yeah, I mean, you get the card, you can get something which kids can play around. They can make basic pictures and videos. They get even built-in gaming feature. They learn something, yeah, I mean, but still, I'm not saying you cannot buy this for a 3-year-old maybe, but at least I think you have to really promise, if you buy something like this to your children or somebody else's children's, I mean, you have to promise me that you buy something better at least when they get 5 years old or so. Otherwise it will be too disappointing later on when they will check the footage and realize that it's just washed out and blurred and whatsoever. Great price, but really bad quality. But it's working. I mean, it's not a total scam. It's working. It's your decision if you want to buy it or not. And I will still put down the link down into the the link to the Amazon listing down in the feedback area, and can check it out and decide what you want to do with that. And I hope I was able to help you a little bit with that. If you have any questions or comments, just write to the comment section below, and I'm always happy to talk about these things. And if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.